Now let's move on to the San Antonio Spurs, the Wemby special, I'm calling this. And I just want to talk about Victor Wembanyama, who has been dynamic so far in his first couple of games in the NBA, especially with shooting the ball, especially with scoring, protecting the rim, and just being able to do certain things that have us already seeing the flashes of a franchise player, right? He matched the totals of 15 points, I believe, 2 assists, and some type of, I can't remember, uh, along the lines of what Tim Duncan was doing in his debut against the Denver Nuggets all the way back in 1997. So looking at what Victor Wembanyama has been able to do, just been so dynamic with his play, finishing, dunking, dribbling the ball just the way that he's so mobile he was a 7'5" guy moving like a guard, being athletic enough to finish at the rim. But the thing that's sticking out with me with Victor Wembanyama, it seems to be his competitive spirit, even in a young age, being out there so mature, knowing the moment, wanting the ball in certain moments, especially in the fourth quarter. We saw that against Dallas. And we seen it the other night there against Houston, against Alfred Sengun. I don't want to leave that out, but down the stretch of those games, he was able to play a big impact for the Spurs, and you can see the level of play from him that is showing signs of a superstar, right? Like, we know the height, we know he has shooting ability, we know we have the dribbling, but it seems like he has that engine, he has that fire in his belly to want to be that guy. And I joked on the Mr. Vincent, well, it wasn't joking. In the Mr. Vincent podcast, I looked at it and I was like, this team has Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jones, Jeremy Shohan, Doug McDermott. If Wembanyama can be that guy that can be a game changer like he's looking to be so far in the season, and really not having any idea of how far the season, how to be consistent on a nightly basis like that yet, just seeing him be a young player in the league, a rookie. If he's able to have this impact that he's having right now with 18 points per game, nearly 10 rebounds and 2 blocks, and he can deal with the physicality on a night-to-night basis and get in there and battle and be able to do that, can the Spurs make the play-in? Can they? I joked again. I don't want to say I joked, but I was kind of sitting there like pondering, thinking about it. Like, I can see in a world where the Spurs couldn't make the play-in in the Western Conference, despite how competitive it is. This Spurs team is not that bad to where they don't have professionalism. They don't have guys that can get it done like a Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. Those guys showed that they can play. And with Greg Popovich as the coach, kind of mentoring all of this, fostering all of this, building all of this, is there a way that I can see him get to the play-in? They have no incentive to win, clearly, but it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt this team's development in terms of what Victor Wembanyama is going to bring to the table and what Greg Popovich is about. And people are sitting there saying, oh, well, he's sucked the past couple seasons. Of course, that whole Rashad McCants things. People actually believe that shit. But looking at what he's been able to do so far hasn't been impressive. And to see if he can continue to do this over, I think he's going to be in the realm of somewhere between 65, 70 games. If he can continue to do that, the Spurs, they can figure out how to get into the play, and it's going to get interesting. Just to see his career development and what he's going to be, I'm intrigued by the Spurs. I like what they're doing. I like what I'm seeing down there. Now, to get to somebody that Victor Wembanyama